Yeah, let's see. I'm gonna do the Cliff Notes version of
Yeah.
this. Uh, was in college to be a theater major. Had a professor look at me and go, "What are you thinking? Don't get a theater degree. Just get like a mass communications degree. If you love theater, great. Do it on the side. Don't be stupid." Leave college after my sophomore year to go to LA to become a big famous actress at 19. Ran out of money 3 months later. Moved back to Atlanta, re-enrolled at Georgia State, but ended up getting my first opportunity in radio. So did not end up going, pulled out of that semester, did sports radio. I was the entertainment reporter. So on a sports radio show, AM show, I did entertainment reports about any wacky thing that I could find on the internet. In fact, it cost me money because I had to pay for parking every day and it was not paid, but that's fine. And then that ended up resulting in me becoming a traffic reporter on a hip hop radio station. I did traffic for many years. In fact, there's still people in Atlanta that will be like, "Oh, Elle Duncan, the traffic girl." That's her. And that turned into me picking up side gigs and hustles, right? Like I knew I wanted to transition into sports. So I started working for the local Comcast Sports South. I would go up to Clemson and cover games sometimes. And I worked for I did some side stuff for Fox Sports at times too. Started working for the Atlanta Hawks as their in-arena sideline reporter. Ended up doing more in radio and getting my own hip hop radio show while still doing the Atlanta Hawks sideline reporting. Also did Atlanta Falcons radio sideline stuff and pregame stuff. Got laid off from radio, which was my main paying gig. That sucked. So I started doing traffic on television on the news. I told you I was the traffic person. When I would
Did you do weather
be given opportunities. No, I just did traffic. I was just a traffic girl. Atlanta's traffic is so bad that you can literally just have a traffic girl. But I begged my program director at the time. I was like, "Hey, I know you're not going to pay me, but on Wednesdays when the Falcons have media availability, like, will you just let me go with a camera guy and like wrap some packages for the night show?" Like, she was like, "I mean, I'm not going to pay you." I was like, "That's cool." She was like, "You have to be here at 4 a.m. and like some of these night hits are at 7 and 8 o'clock. Are you cool with that?" I was like, "I'm fine with that. I'll work 14-hour days." I did that for like a year and I ended up getting so much tape that it looked like I was like on their sports team.
Right.
I was not.
Yeah.
I was
Wow.
not. I was the traffic girl, but so I got all of that tape together and I sent it to a regional network in Boston called NESN, the New England Sports Network, and they're the home of the Red Sox and the Bruins. And I got an audition and I got the job. So I was able to go straight from traffic to NESN. I was at NESN for 2 years and then I got an audition at ESPN and I landed there. So when I first walked into the building at ESPN, I was 2 years removed from being a traffic reporter on local news in Atlanta.
Wow.
It was wild.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's an
That's
amazing
why I think a lot
story.
of my coworkers were like, "Who is this?"
No. Stop it. Wow. That is it. So,
know
okay.
that.
There's so much to, there's so much to unpack there. Okay. So number one, when did you fully decide like sports is what you wanted to do?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up a jock. My whole family is a bunch of jocks. Like I was a fast pitch player since I was like 4 years old, played softball. My sister played basketball and softball. It was just like in our DNA. I always loved Robin Roberts. I always watched ESPN. We're huge Broncos fans. Like sports is just a thing. So once I figured out that I did not, I thought for a long time I wanted to be an actress. That's mostly because I knew I did not want to sit behind a desk. I knew I had to do something creative. And when I started really trying to do the acting thing, like I had done theater and taken acting classes for years, but once I moved to LA and I realized I don't think it's that I want to play other people. I think it's that I want to be myself actually.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
And that's right. And that's when I narrowed into broadcasting and was like, okay, I'll do broadcasting. You get to still have a lot of facets of acting. I think sometimes when people find out that I used to be an actress, they're like, I can see that. And a lot of the things that you do, I am very theatrical. But once I realized you could sort of combine those things with like my love of sports too, Stuart Scott obviously was a guy that at the time was like, oh, you can. I always looked up to Robin Roberts, but I was like, I don't have all this grace and charm and beauty. Like this woman is like a perfect angel. Like that's not me. Yeah. Like I'm a cuss like a sailor. And But that's kind of like how I knew is that I settled on it. That's why I think it's really important for people to understand, like, they act like you have to come out of the womb with
Mhm.
like how intentional you're going to be about what
Right.
you want to be, like, and I just don't think that's true. Like, I think
Right.
that you
Mhm.
can feel around, fail at things, try things out, change your mind. Like, that's okay. Ultimately, once you lock in, you got to lock all the way in, but it's okay
Right.
Mhm.
to sort of not know.